Hello, good morning. Well, actually, it's the afternoon. I don't even know what day it is. Good afternoon, fellow musicians and friends. Felt like doing a little guitar lesson, which is going to be the first guitar lesson of a series of guitar lessons where I'm going to discuss Take the A Train. And I've decided to take you through this little exercise where you play all of the notes or all of the chords of the song with a particular note on top. So today, for Take the A Train, we're going to play all the chords of the song with the root of each voicing on the top of the voicing. So this is an exercise to get you into a disciplinary state of mind, and Take the A Train is a simple song to do it with for those who are trying to get into playing more jazz guitar. So if you don't know, Take the A Train is C6, right? Then D7, D minor 7, G7, then turn around, 1, so C, 6, A7, 2, D minor 7, 5, G7, 1. Then that all repeats again. When we get back to C6, we go to a 2-5-1 to F major 7. So that's G minor 7, C7, F major. And it's F major 7 for 4 bars. Then D7 again, D minor 7, G7, C6. And then the A section repeats all over again. And then we're back at the top. So it's an AABA form that we would refer to in jazz. So for our first voicing with the root on top, it's actually one of my favorite voicings on the guitar, and it's actually an inversion of an A minor 7. Because if you analyze the theory of what a C6 is, it's the notes from the bottom to the top are C, A, or C, E, G, A, which, if you flip them around, are the same thing as an A minor 7. A, G, C, E. C, A, E, G. Right? That would be the next inversion up. So there's the same exact voicing, just inverted. Now, if I wanted to get the root on top, I would play this guy. Now, all these voicings that I'm going to do today are going to be in this lower register of the neck. So even though this is just an A minor 7 in third inversion, which is a good thing to know for modal vamping if you're on an A minor jam, right? Stuff like that is good to know. But in this context, it really sounds like a C major chord, which is great because we get a little bit of color in there. And we have the root on top, so it accomplishes a bunch of goals. So it's kind of a tricky voicing to play, but it's definitely worth it, and it sounds really nice. So my pinky is in the bass. You have to work on your pinky strength. My pinky is muting the A string, then I'm playing E, 2nd fret on the D string, E, or A, 2nd fret on the G string, and then C, 1st fret on the B string. Right? So that's our C6 with the root on top. Now, next chord is D7. This is also going to be a third inversion type voicing. So this is my option. The flat 7 is in the bass, so this is our D. This is like our D7 shell. C goes to the bass. Third stays the same. Then we have B, the 13, or the 6, and then the root. Really nice voicing. It's great for blues comping. Right? That would be like 1 to 4 for the blues with those inversions jumping off of 9 chords. All right? So that's a great, great jazz voicing and blues voicing to know. It's also great for fun. Right? So, if we wanted to not have so much color and we wanted just a straight up D7 inversion, we could play it like this. So we'd have the 5th in there as opposed to the 13 or the 6, as we call it. All right, so that's 3, 4, 2, 3, C, F sharp, A, D. And then if we wanted to get more into the spirit of Take the A Train, since when we get to that D7 right there, there's a sharp 11 in the melody, the note, right? We could stick it in to our voicing down here. So we could have something like this. We want to get a little bit of melodic movement in there, or we could just jump straight to this voicing. So it's 3, 4, 1, 3. The sharp 11 is embedded in the middle of the chord. So C, F sharp, G sharp, D. Then we're at our D minor 7. This is also going to be another third inversion. Obviously, with third inversion voicings, it's easy to get all the essence of the chord and have the root on top. So this is my D minor 7, third inversion. So I have C, F, A, D on the top. Right? And then for my G7, we could do something like this. I'm switching and putting the G up on the high E string. So 3, 2, open, 3. F, A, B, G. All right, if you wanted to put the root in the bass, have a 5-note voicing. Then we're back at C. Then we're at our turnaround. So the turnaround would that I would choose to play if I wanted to have roots on top would be something like this. Do that for my A7, and then and then G7 would be something like this or something like this. Keeping that open G string on top for my G7 there at the end of the turnaround. So first voicing would be this, then this is like my A7 voicing. It's actually just a C sharp augmented triad, but there it is. My A is on top, and I get a little bit of tension before going to my D7, which you can either do F, C, open D string, or you could just play a D minor triad, which is also an interesting sound. F, A, D. And then G7 would be like this. So G, B, F, open G string, or B, D, F, open G string if you really wanted to challenge yourself. All right, so all together. Right? So that's our first A section. Now, let's go to the bridge. So we do that whole A section again. It's also nice with some of these voicings to add some slides in. So if I were to do it again. Right, so adding a little bit of sliding and a little bit of movement, a little bit of feel into the comping. You can either go a half step below or a half step above. So like from the D to the D minor. So I went from below on the D7, then I jumped up to a half step above when I got to the D minor, just to like mix things up. You know, and this is part of like comping and feel and all that sort of stuff. So now, the bridge, I would probably do something like this. If I wanted to have open G string again on my G minor, we could also just do this. So this is just G minor 7. I'm just borrowing the 3rd fret from the D string to the high E. What I did before was I did a B flat major triad with a G on top. Okay? Because basically minor chords are just major triads over bass notes. And then major 7 chords are minor triads over bass notes. So like G minor 7, B flat minor over G, or B flat major over G, I'm sorry. And then G major 7 is a B minor triad over G. That's another really important thing to know. So, for our C7, going to F, I would probably do something like this. It's our same voicing from before when we did our D7, just down a whole step. So our notes are B flat, E, A, C. That's it with the open G string in it. B flat, E, G, C. And then I'll probably do that for my F major 7. All right, so this is just third inversion, F major 7 chord, E, A, C, F. If we wanted to get fancy, we could do something like this. Let's keep that F on top. That's what it sounds like with the root and the bass. So I'm playing C, E, G, D, F. Or we could do like just a straight up C major stock voicing, an F on top. Right? Pretty interesting sound to keep our F note on top of the voicing. Then we're back at our D7. Then we're at our D minor. And then let's say we pick a different G7 for this point in time. So I could have that G13. So what this is an E minor triad actually, with G in the bass and an F mixed in there too, which is the flat 7 of our G7 chord. Now we can do a bunch of movements with this voicing. That's going from the 13 to the flat 6 or sharp 5, flat 13, whatever way you want to look at it, and then down to the 5th. We could even do our sharp 11. Right? So that'll be 3, 4, 2, 3. And then we're back at the top. If we were to go to the first G7 voicing that we played, this guy, we could do something like this. We could do sus. So play a C natural instead of the B. So it's like an F major triad with a G on top, and then open B string. Then if we wanted to get an altered sound, 3, 1, open 3. So F, G sharp, B, G. Then we're back. All right, so just to recap the whole thing, let me do that whole thing again. So these are all the chords in the lower register of the guitar with the roots on top. It's a little bit tricky. All right. So have fun. If you have any questions, hit me up. Next lesson, we're going to do the third on top of every single one of our chords. Yeah, enjoy. Have a great day. Hope you like the lesson. Take care. Hasta luego.